I'm going to be making some posts here, more posts just to try to stay on my program as we go through this pandemic and to really consider some of the questions and conversations that I'd like to have about recovery. One primary one being, what is recovery? How would I describe recovery? What does recovery mean? And it's simply not a question that I can answer myself, except for myself. And I think that that's the first thing I'd say about the topic, just to get people thinking about it. If we center ourselves in this moment, I think, at least for me, it's making me continue to look at all of my privileges. I'm a person who looks at my privilege a lot, both in terms of the way I have privilege based on whiteness, some class privileges, and all the privileges associated with my immigration status, my current ability status. So I'm looking at all of those aspects, and I'm also taking a look at the places where I have experienced different forms of oppression and also experienced trauma. And so when I think about my recovery, I think about it in terms of what I personally need to recover from and how I've both been damaged by hetero-patriarchal capitalism, but also how I've been damaged by alcoholism, drug addiction, and other forms of traumatic abuse or experiences that I've had that I'm here on earth to heal from. And I think what I get from recovery is that recovery is also about the idea that I can't recover by myself, and that recovery has to happen in a group, and recovery happens in relationships. And the beauty of recovery is that it should be free. And I also do go to counseling. I'm not a counselor. And in recovery, we have a lot of our literature that we start off with often says we are not professionals, and that we're groups of people coming together to use the 12 steps. I just explained some of the ways that I kind of think about my own recovery while also considering my privilege. I want to continue to do that, and I also would love to learn more about what recovery means to others. This itself is a topic that could be grounding in this moment, could be helpful just to think about how do we recover, how do we use this moment, how do we pause in this crisis and actually think about how we are recovering, how do we make sure we're going back to or relying on, I guess, returning to our own healing, and a kind of healing that is done in community. And how do we heal our society? How do we heal our world? How do we heal ourselves? So that's just my post on what is recovery. It's more of an opportunity for other people to also consider what is recovery. It's just pausing to ask that question: how do I recover today?